the one word that can open heaven and paradise. This is from an anonymous writer, and it's from our friend GM. He says, hello, the key concept. Repentance is the practical, lightning-fast turning of the heart, the mind, the eye of the humbled soul towards God, and the spiritual union with Him. He breaks man, unites him with the provision of grace, animates man, body, and soul. It can be interrupted by cares, scandals, etc., and can be restored through prayer. This is the will of God. This is the salvation of man. This is the key of paradise, repentance. Scandal is anything that throws man into sin, prevents him from this turn, and cuts this union, the divine union with God, either temporarily or permanently. This interruption of the provision of grace is destruction. John 8:7, he stood up and said to them, he who is without sin among you will be the first to cast a stone at her. The adulterous woman was a sinner, but so were her accusers, who, following the rules and the law, pursued her to execute her by stoning, as we do for all those who hang on the pegs in the news. There the Lord shows us two things. The first is that you did not come to be satisfied, but to be paid. The second is the mercy I want and the sacrifice. The law is valid. It is not broken when there is no repentance, but the time has come for it to be paid, to be completed through repentance, to be given mercy, forgiveness from the infinite source of mercy, which is God. John 8:10, and when Jesus got up, he said to her, woman, where are they? Her accusers, that is. No one criticized you? The accusers disappeared as soon as they saw and understood their own sins. When they heard it, the sinless one of you is the first to throw a stone at her. All of us who accuse and persecute others are the same as the persecutors of adultery. The Lord saw the repentance of the adulteress in her frightened look and in one of her words, the lightning repentance. John 8:11, and she said, none, Lord. One word saved her. She saw, recognized the Lord of glory in the face of Jesus. This was the proof of repentance of the adulteress. She called him Lord. While the others, the scribes, the Pharisees, ironically called him teacher, sometimes his plan, they never called him Lord. The proof of repentance is active. Adultery is a grave sin and causes the second death, the separation of the soul from God. But repentance came to redeem man. Whoever believes, repents with his heart, and calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. Romans 10:13, for everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. Whoever calls Jesus Christ Lord with his heart is the proof of repentance. He will receive the forgiveness for his sins, and he will hear it. John 8:11, I do not condemn you. Go from now on, you sinner. On the contrary, those who knock on at the door saying, Lord, Lord, not with repentance and awareness that everyone has sinned, but self-righteous without works and fruits of repentance, but cymbals sounding, we will listen to your voice from where you are. Good enlightenment and beginning of repentance to all. I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.